Hi, you're watching India Today Global with me, Ishita Mitra. It's Wednesday morning in the Indian capital, and at this hour, we bring you the latest from around the globe. First up, we could be seeing some hope on the horizon when it comes to the Russia-Ukraine war. Ukrainian president has now emphasized that the ongoing war with Russia will eventually be resolved through diplomatic means. Now, he says he plans to share his proposed strategy with US President Joe Biden and potential future leaders, including Donald Trump. This as recent Ukrainian operations have seen significant gains, including the capture of around 100 settlements in Russia's Kursk region. In response, Russia has redeployed its forces to create a defensive perimeter around the area. Next up, we have some news from the United States. In a major setback for Donald Trump, he's now facing a revised federal indictment related to his efforts to overturn the 2020 election results. Now, this new indictment focuses on his actions as a candidate rather than as a sitting president. And this change follows a Supreme Court ruling that presidents have broad immunity from criminal prosecution. The trial is expected to occur after the November 2024 elections. Now, some news from the Israel-Hamas war. The conflict in Gaza has intensified, with Israeli military strikes resulting in the deaths of at least 22 Palestinians in the last 24 hours. This as ceasefire talks are continuing in Cairo with little sign of a concrete breakthrough over key issues separating the two sides still. Now, in recent days, Israel has issued several evacuation orders across Gaza, and Palestinians in the southern city of Khan Yunis and Deir al-Balah in central Gaza say that they have been pushed to live in tents now packed on the beach. Meanwhile, Israel said it rescued Qaid Farhan al-Qadi, who was taken hostage on October 7 after a recent complex operation in southern Gaza. His medical condition is said to be normal now. Coming to North Korea now, the country's leader Kim Jong-un oversaw tests of an upgraded rocket launcher system showcasing its mobility and striking capabilities. Additionally, North Korea is also advancing its drone technology and artificial intelligence for unmanned vehicles. North Korea has been accused of supplying arms to Russia, but both the countries still deny these claims. Now, coming to the United Kingdom, the country's Prime Minister Keir Starmer is in Germany to negotiate a new economic and defense agreement with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz. The discussions aim to enhance bilateral military cooperation, trade relations focusing on moving past the contentious Brexit era, and strengthening defense collaboration amid uncertainties regarding US support for Ukraine. Now, some news involving China. The US National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan is in Beijing for discussions with Chinese officials. The talks are centered on managing tensions over Taiwan, trade, and Ukraine, with the goal of improving cooperation in areas like military safety and drug control. On to Canada now. Demonstrations erupted among Indian student graduates in the country in response to new federal policies that could lead to their deportation. Now, the policy changes involve reducing permanent residency nominations and limiting study permits amid a surge in immigration and temporary foreign worker numbers. Next up, Maldivian President Mohamed Muizzu has accused opposition of attempting a financial coup after a bank suspended foreign transactions. Although the decision was quickly reversed, Muizzu claims it was a deliberate move to destabilize his government. The opposition argues that the issue stems from internal conflicts within the administration rather. In another news, Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador has suspended relations with the US and Canadian embassies. Now, this comes after their ambassadors' criticism of a proposed judicial reform in Mexico. The reform seeks to elect judges by popular vote, but remember that the diplomatic freeze targets the embassies rather than the countries themselves. And at last, Japan is bracing for Typhoon Shashan, which is expected to impact the southwestern Kyushu Island and potentially reaching Tokyo by the weekend. The approaching storm has led to flight and train service cancellations, and Japan's Met Department has issued warnings for strong winds and high tides. Thank you so much for watching this segment. Stay tuned to India Today Global for more such updates.